Utah is rapidly building homes, trying to ease the housing crunch. But some of those new homeowners are seeing massive issues, cracking walls, sinking foundations. How can this happen?
For months, the KSL investigators have been digging into the issue, combing through plans and engineering reports to try and figure all that out. And we found multiple homeowners in Utah living this new home nightmare.
Why in the world is this brand new home in Bluffdale moving?
The house is rising symmetrically.
Rising because, well, it was sinking.
Welcome to our finished basement. What's left of it?
Chris and Connie Broski's home sunk 3 inches after they moved in 20 months ago. Now, there is a fix to stabilize the house.
These are called push piers.
But it's an intrusive one.
Every room in this house has been affected in some way or another by the settling,
leaving their beautiful new home looking like a construction zone. The cracks, sloping floors, damage throughout the entire house. It's a familiar story.
That corner of the house is still down about 10 inches from the rest of the house.
Eric and Carol Camrat were forced to move out of their brand new home in Draper City. It was sinking and had become too dangerous.
We can't live in that house, but we still have to pay for this house.
And several miles away from Draper in Eagle Mountain,
I just hear pops and cracks.
Hayes Barnes says that he's had the builder come back multiple times to fix problems. Small cracks have appeared in his basement foundation.
Yeah, our stairs are just pulling away from our wall.
The KSL investigators spoke with multiple neighbors in these communities also having structural issues. They all have something in common. They all built with edge homes, and all are wondering, how did this happen?
It shouldn't fall to the home buyer to be experts in soil compaction or where you can or cannot put your footings on a house. I mean, that's why we paid edge homes.
Now, none of these homeowners are building experts, but if you look at their contracts, well, it kind of sounds like they're expected to be. Here, under the soils disclosure, the buyer is, quote, given the opportunity to review soils investigations, and by signing the contract, buyers waive any warranty regarding soils on the property or under the residence. And that report is this. It's a geotechnical investigation. Engineering companies are hired by the builders to put this thing together, and most cities you'll find require that this information is submitted before any building is actually approved. You'll see soil types and specific recommendations from engineers on what needs to be done to safely build on the land. And it's often done several months, even years prior to any construction.
Some parts of it will be difficult for a lay person to understand, but a lot of it will be pretty clear.
BYU engineering professor Dr. Kyle Rollins says that there are 2 specific things buyers should look for before they sign any contract.
Poor compaction of fills and 2, poor drainage of the soil.
Now, soils in Utah can be finicky. Some compact easily and are very sensitive to water. Rollins says homes can still be built on these areas with proper preparation. If soils are not properly excavated, filled, and compacted,
it can settle when it becomes wet. It settle quite a lot, 10% of its height.
While most homes still settle, they should not settle more than an inch.
And most buildings can accommodate that without a lot of cracking. It's when you start to get 3 or 4 inches of settlement that you have problems.
But here in Utah, making sure the engineer's report is followed usually isn't up to city building inspectors. They're busy making sure construction follows building code.
Inspection is usually contracted out by developer.
The KSL investigator spent months requesting these soils reports from the cities, going over them for any discrepancies, including with Edge Homes engineer to see if recommendations from the reports were followed. While the builder did not want to speak on camera, we sat down with them for over an hour to look through everything.
The occupancy has been prohibited.
All right, so let's start with the Camrats in Draper. Edge says tons of soil was dug out and replaced before building as recommended. Edge says their hired excavator did not properly remove all the unsuitable soils, leading to the settling. For now, they are at a standstill. Draper City is requiring they wait out the spring runoff to see just how much more the house sinks before Edge can fix it. Back in Eagle Mountain, Edge's spokesperson said the Barnes' settling is normal. The builder believes the issues may instead be tied to a framing issue. As for the Broskis' Bluffdale home, they are flummoxed. Edge isn't quite sure why the home is sinking, saying that they also follow the engineer's recommendations, but added in a statement they have a 10-year structural warranty on all these homes and Costs of this work are covered completely. Eventually, some of these homeowners plan to move on from their dream homes.
I mean, we paid for a brand new house and we're living in a refurb.
Taking along with them anger, frustration, and an expensive education in soil compaction.
All right, so what do? It's a very uncommon solution here. Hire your own engineer to at least look at the report and periodically throughout the building process. Runs you thousands, but with a $600,000 investment, it is certainly worth it.